Hello friends, good morning and welcome to beautiful Juneau, Alaska on board the Grand Princess. We pulled in this morning, the ship is docked. We're gonna be getting off here in just a few minutes and enjoying our day in Alaska's capital city. You can see it is a beautiful day here in Juneau. You can see all the way to the top of the mountain. There's even some blue skies peeking through the clouds. We are right here at the base of Mount Roberts. You can see the Mount Roberts tram goes right down there. Now, we've been to Juneau many times, and so we have a lot of local favorites that we really love. So what we're doing in Juneau today is we actually rented a car through Turo, and the lady we rented it from already dropped it off this morning right there in that parking lot. So all we have to do is get off the ship, walk right there, get our rental car, and then we have the entire day to explore here in Juneau. I don't think we have to be back on the ship until like 8:45 tonight. It is a long port day, which I love. You can see Sherri just joined me here on deck 5. Grabbed a pastry from the International Cafe. Sarah and Auburn will be down here in just a few minutes, and we're gonna get our day started. Sherri, are you excited for Juneau?
Yes.
What are you most excited about today?
I'm always excited to see the shrine.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Heritage Coffee.
Oh, that's right. I didn't tell them that. There's a local coffee shop here called Heritage.
Yeah.
It's a roaster here in Juneau, and their coffee is so delicious. So we're gonna stop there probably quickly. We're getting off the ship, and look how adorable that is. Walking off the ship into the sunshine. Okay, Juneau. Thank you for showing up like this for us. Picked up our car, we were on the road. First stop, Heritage Coffee Company. It's a must stop every time we're in Juneau. Also, they have my favorite logo, maybe of any Alaska business. So there we have our first view of Mendenhall Glacier. We just parked here at the visitor center, and we are walking up. Where we're going to go is over here on the right-hand side. Take some trails back over to Nugget Falls, which is back over there. And the visitor center itself actually is up here on top of the mountain. Not sure if we'll go in there or not. You can see lots of ice in the water here in the lake in front of Mendenhall Glacier. Last time we were here, there were only, I don't know, a few different icebergs that had calved off the glacier. So I think we are going to start walking that way. We're kind of down here along the beach. We're gonna walk to the right and just enjoy this beautiful day. You can see lots of people here. There were several tour buses already here this morning. So we came up here in the visitor center where they have a great view of Mendenhall Glacier, Nugget Falls over to the right. And kind of the way we're gonna go is you can see these paths that lead over this way. Lead us kind of back through there and out to the falls. And here in the visitor center, they have a lot of different exhibits and things. You can see here we have a mountain goat hide, and then this, a little black bear hide. It's interesting because actually in the sun, it looks brown. But you can see by the size, definitely a little black bear. So we are heading back on the trail to Nugget Falls now. You can see there's kind of a couple ways to go. There's Photo Point, which is out that way, which is really pretty, but the falls are where we want to go. Hey, Sherri. Surrounded by all of this wilderness. And so I have a question for you. How far away do you think we are from the closest Sasquatch?
Less than half a mile.
Less than half a mile? Oh, I love you. All right, so this is actually one of my favorite parts of the walk back to the falls. You kind of come up, you pass between these two rocks up here. You can see Sherri's taking lots of photos. But there's just really still water. You can see all of the green moss growing all around here. You can hear the falls kind of off in the distance, getting louder. All along the trail, you can see mile markers. We are half a mile back up the Nugget Falls Trail. And we've officially made it out to Nugget Falls. You can see a number of people getting their photos over there. Lots of people out here on the beach. The visitor center where we were is back over there. Want to go take our photo in front of the waterfall? All right, let's do it. It is always so darn impressive. I don't know how long the walk is back here, maybe 3/4 of a mile-ish. But the payoff, 100% worth it. Here at the base of the falls, just kind of giving you a little better look all the way up. Okay, so Sherri just waved me over here. What's up?
Found a pretty rock. Look how tiny.
Oh, you did find a pretty rock.
On both sides.
Yeah. Is it gold? Are we rich?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Heading away from Niagara Falls. Glad we came back out here.
Yes.
Every time we come, it is always, it's beautiful, it's amazing. We also just met some viewers, had a nice conversation with them. It's their very first cruise. So, loved hearing that. Now, starting the walk back to the visitor center. And just like that, we've made it back off the trail, past the visitor center, here to the parking lot where all of the buses load. You can see lots of different bus stops, lots of different buses bringing people here to Mendenhall Glacier. We've made it to the shrine of St. Therese, and this is probably number, I couldn't even tell you, 5 or 6 times that we have vlogged this place. And I understand that you wonder, it's like, gosh, why in the world do you keep vlogging the same places in Juneau? Well, it's because we love them. You know, we've traveled all over our state, and this place, the shrine, is probably like a top 2 or 3 place that we love coming. It is one of the most peaceful, maybe the most peaceful places in Alaska that we've been, and it just, I don't know, means a lot to us, and it wouldn't feel right to come to Juneau without coming here. In fact, when I used to come to Juneau for business trips all of the time, this was always one of the places that I would come before I would fly out. So every time we're in Juneau, the shrine is one of our must-stop places. And this is one of the most beautiful days we have had out here, for sure. You can see the tide is out a bunch. All of where these rocks are would be covered with water if the tide was in. Sun is shining, and let me give you a quick overview kind of the shrine area. The chapel, which is my favorite place, is out there on this little island. We're gonna go out there in a minute. And then over here you can see we have a couple different gardens. They have like a prayer labyrinth, lots of flowers. They do have cabins you can rent for like retreats. They have a little gift shop right over there. There's an Auburn over there. And one of the things I love about the shrine is that, as far as I know, there are no tour buses that come out here. You have to either rent a car, take a taxi, have your own vehicle. And so it feels not quite as crowded as so much of the rest of Juneau when you visit, which I think just adds to the peacefulness. Now we're coming up to the chapel, which to me always just looks like, I don't know, a movie set. This little beautiful stone chapel right out here on this little piece of land in the middle of the ocean in Southeast Alaska. It is amazing. Now I'm gonna go into the chapel and I'll show you a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna talk because there's normally people in there praying, just worshiping in their own way. Want to be respectful of that, so let's go in. I'll show you what it looks like, but we're gonna be quiet. So I came out of the chapel and I heard people kind of up here looking out at the water, kind of oohing and eyeing. So I walked over here, and it was funny because Auburn was just to my left, and she said there's a humpback whale out there. So watched for a minute, definitely saw it a couple times. I've always heard you can see whales from the shrine, but I've never seen them myself until today. You can see Sherri is doing what she loves, sitting in the sun and reading. Because it's so early in the season, I didn't know if there'd be many flowers out, because this really is a beautiful garden in the middle of summer when everything is colorful and greened up. But they got some tulips, they've got some daffodils, the grass is green, the sun is shining, Sherri is reading, there's a whale out in the water. This might be what heaven is like. Heaven might just be a big place like this. Our next stop is Forbidden Peak Brewery, and you gotta love a brewery that when you first walk in, they have coloring pages and colored pencils. I don't know if you can see, but the view from inside Forbidden Peak is amazing. It's the harbor at Auk Bay over there. They do have Lots of tables, lots of seating area. They have a food window from Red Spruce over there, so you order food over there, order beer over here. They have all of their merch stuff down there. It's definitely one of the nicer breweries here in the state. So our food just got here. We ordered from Red Spruce, and I got the fish and chips, and there's a lot of it there. You can see homemade pickles, fries look great. Comes with like a chili, they said, which is interesting. Fry sauce, ketchup, Sherri. Got the Royal Burger. Royale Burger. So I love the sign as you're leaving Forbidden Peak. It says, do you have all your stuff? Keys, wallet, jacket, phone, growler, kids. Also, this may be the greatest thing I've seen all day. Oh my God, hi, I love you. So after we left Forbidden Peak Brewery, we came here and parked in downtown Juneau. We're gonna walk around, do a little bit of shopping. All right, walking through downtown Juneau, stopped at Heritage Coffee again. I got a coffee. It's called the Honey Berry Latte. It is, I think, honey and blackberry latte. It's delicious. We just left Rainy Retreat Books. Your favorite bookstore in Juneau?
I think so, yeah.
It's good old bookstore.
It's a good old bookstore, yeah.
And you bought?
2 books.
Couple of books. No surprise. So this is the iconic Red Dog Saloon. We actually just stopped in there. I got a t-shirt, and it's fun because I spoke at an event, oh gosh, a couple months ago, maybe not even that long, maybe a month ago, and I got to meet the owner of the Red Dog Saloon, and he told me the next time I was in Juneau to stop in and see him, so I stopped in, said hi. Really, really nice guy. Runs just an iconic business here in Alaska. It's fun to see so many people outside waiting to get in. So there it is, the famous Red Dog Saloon. Okay, so I just dropped Sherri, Auburn, and Sarah off back at the ship. They're gonna rest for a little bit, and I wanted to stay outside and do stuff. Look at this day, it's amazing. We have dinner with friends who live here in Juneau in an hour and a half-ish. So I have about an hour. And there was a hike I wanted to do that's actually kind of back above Juneau. It's on this amazing boardwalk. That area was closed because of a rock slide. So I came over here to Douglas, which is right across the bay from Juneau, to Sandy Beach. Check this out. And there's a really cool hike out here. Just gonna get out, get some fresh air, stretch my legs, and enjoy the weather. So this area is called Sandy Beach, and you can see why. This, not something we are used to here in Alaska. However, it is this amazing beachfront area all down here. So I'm going to walk all down there, just to kind of know where we are. The town of Juneau would be back up over there. The cruise ships come in this way and leave that way. The Mount Roberts tram is like right up there to give you some perspective. So let's go walk on a sandy beach on a beautiful sunny Alaska day. There are so many things in that sentence that you don't always get to say. You can see we got people out here reading, families out here just hanging out and playing. We got a dog out here swimming in the water. This is the kind of stuff I wish more people got to experience when they come to visit Alaska. The stuff we've seen today is amazing. The glacier's beautiful, but there's just so many people. And that is one of the hard things about Alaska in the summertime during our peak tourist season, is that there's crowds everywhere. Downtown Juneau today was packed, but this, it is mountains, and it is water, and it is beach, and it is beautiful, and there are a handful of people out here, but it feels like you have Alaska more to yourself. This is what I love. So this whole area over here on Sandy Beach used to be like a giant development. In fact, there's a huge walking trail all through there that we did last Thanksgiving when we were here. And there's still a lot of, you can see like remnants of piers and that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna try to zoom in because there is a bald eagle right on the edge of this little building out there. And I hope the camera picks it up. Okay, there's a better view of that eagle right there. Also, how cool with that waterfall up there in the background. So I kind of came over behind that little house thing the building is sitting on, and he's just up there looking around. Also, I'll give you a little bit better view kind of where I am. You can see some of the cruise ships down there. In fact, that cruise ship on the right is the Grand Princess, the one that we are on. You know, as an Alaskan, one of my favorite parts about taking an Alaska cruise is getting to hear people respond to the place that we get to call home. I don't think I've ever taken Alaska for granted. I mean, how in the world could you? It's unbelievably, stunningly beautiful. But getting to hear other people experience it for the first time, see it for the first time, it's so cool. It's one of my favorite parts about being an Alaskan on an Alaska cruise. So we got some dogs out here playing on the beach, happy as could be, I'm sure. Hi, puppies. So I've got a few minutes still before I need to be over to the ship to pick up the girls, and I wanted to make one more stop to show you something that it's just cool. It is the whale fountain here in Juneau. It's right on the waterfront. You can see cruise ships right over there. They do have like a dock that goes the entire way if you want to come check it out. It's massive and the setting is beautiful, especially on a day like today. At nighttime they do light it up and it's pretty cool. They also have, like, you can see some fountain stuff that may go off while we're here, so you might get to see that. It's just one of those cool Juneau places that if you have a couple extra minutes, it's fun to stop, see, get some photos. And look at that, you can see the fountain just turned on. Well, as you can see, we've made it back to the Grand Princess. Our day in Juneau is finished. We had dinner with our friends Rance and Brittany. The entire Brooks fam, Sarah and Auburn were there. It was so good to see them.
Yes, it was.
It would not feel quite like a complete trip to Juneau without getting to see our friends who live here.
Yep.
Sherri Beth, what'd you think of today?
Today was really good. The weather is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Juneau weather like this very often.
This is definitely one of the nicer days we've ever had in Juneau.
Yep.
Beautiful, lots of blue sky.
Yep.
Just super nice.
Warm sunshine.
Yeah, from distillery to brewery to the shrine to the glacier to the island pub for pizza for dinner. I just feel like we got to do so many of our favorite Juneau things.
Yep.
Sherri got to buy books. We got to go to the Red Dog Saloon. I mean,
yeah.
What a day. And I want to say, renting a Turo in Juneau or renting a car is just, to me, it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
The car rental was probably about, with taxes and stuff, maybe $150, $200-ish, but that was for 4 people all day long.
Right.
If you were to
do
book
whatever we wanted to do.
Yes, if you were to book excursions out to just the glacier, you probably would pay about that for 4 people.
Right.
You couldn't get to the shrine. You couldn't do all the things that we did. Yeah. So this to me is one of the best money-saving tips when you go to Juneau. Anyway, let's get back on the Grand Princess. Walking back to the ship, and look how fun this is. These wooden benches that could just be like normal wooden benches. They added these little like metal starfish along the whole way. And here's the thing, it does a couple things. First of all, keeps like skateboarders off of those, but also it just adds such a cool little design element. And there's this gift shop called the Juneau Trading Company. Look at how giant this bear is outside. Here we go, back on the Grand Princess Juneau. You were amazing. Bye. So it may be chilly outside, but you know what? Gosh darn it. I want some soft serve ice cream. Sherri, I've only had one on this cruise, and I need a second. It needs a travesty. Are you gonna get one? Because it's too cold. All right, well, I got my soft serve ice cream, and Sherri immediately goes for it. I went chocolate vanilla swirl, which is delicious, by the way. Also, here's a view of the NCL ship, the Norwegian Encore. And where we had dinner last night, or tonight, was like right kind of down over there at the Island Pub in Douglas. Easily the best pizza in the Juneau area.
Yes.
We've been there several times and it's always amazing.
Always so good.
Well, the tradition continues. Louie's making us our daily duck farts. Like a professional.
Nice.
So this is funny because we've been on the ship for a few days now.
4 days.
4 days, and we're still discovering new areas. I didn't know they had like ping pong tables up here. This kind of overlooks, this is the enclosed pool area. Very cool. Now we're gonna go outside over here and see if we're pulling away from Juneau yet, because I think it's about that time. All right, well, we are not pulling away yet. Also, Juneau would be a great place for pier runners because you could see them running all down there. This is an area we are also just now discovering. This is like the nightclub, I think, up here. It is called 1-5. Look how nice this is up here. This actually might be the nicest bar on the entire ship. So we came here to the back of the ship, and you can see the Holland America ship is pulling out. That was docked right there. I imagine we will probably leave next. So we have the Holland ship up there. I think that's a Viking ship up there. Is that right, Sherri?
Yes, that's the Viking Orion.
The Viking Orion, and then the Norwegian Encore over there. Look at that. I want to know in the comments below, have any of you sailed Holland America in Alaska? If you have, let us know in the comments below what your experience was like. They're Holland and Princess, really the two sort of iconic Alaska cruise lines that have such a long storied history here in the state. We've never cruised Holland. We obviously want to and will. Oh, there's a Alaska Airlines plane flying in right now, but ship's taking off. I think Sherri is freezing out. All I hear behind me is her teeth chattering. Bye. All right, so as we are walking by, we see Wedding Chapel, and we peeked in. There's nobody in here. The door could use some WD-40, but wanted to show you. Hey, door. Look how pretty this is. So there's an area up front here, obviously to get married. Nice little room, chairs, pretty chandeliers. This is cool.
So pretty.
I did not know this was on board.
Oh.
All right, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are, I don't know, 10 eagles all down here on the water, because what happens is that the Holland ship pushed out, and there's like kind of thrusters on the side down here, and as the ship pushes that way, what it does is it like churns up all this stuff on the bottom, and so there's lots of food and lots of things that kind of float up to the surface and are drawn up to the surface, and the eagles use that to go down to the water and feed. And it's really cool because we're just sitting here watching them dive down, get food, and fly back up. We are officially pushing away from Juneau, Alaska. You can see the Mount Roberts tram heading up the mountain down there as well. We are just passing by Douglas, and right over here is Sandy Beach, where I went to earlier in the vlog. So I wanted to come out on this side of the ship and just kind of show you guys all of that. All right, so Sherri Beth just went to bed. I am out here on deck 15. Movies under the stars are happening over there. We are going from Juneau to Skagway, and in this stretch of water, we've seen whales before. When we went to Skagway a couple of years ago, we had one of the most amazing experiences with a mom humpback and her baby. And so this stretch of water, really all throughout Southeast Alaska, but I've had good luck in this stretch. And so I'm just kind of up here tonight, looking for whales. It would be the kind of thing that would be so hard to catch on camera just because of the lighting, because of how dark it is, but I'd love to see some with my own eyes. So you can see there's not really anybody else up here. There's a couple people over there who are doing the same thing as me. Fingers crossed, we see some whales tonight. If not, I at least get to listen to the movie, which, by the way, I literally have no idea what it is. Gosh, it's so windy up here, you guys, but look, there's a cruise ship right up there in front of us, and there's also a cruise ship right back there behind us. So, a lot of ships heading here out of Juneau tonight. Still have not seen any whales. I saw a couple things kind of over in like the shadows that looked like maybe some large disturbances in the water, but just couldn't tell. Well, friends, it is pretty late at night, and I found a place here by one of the windows, just kind of looking at it, looking for whales. Again, a few things that like could be, but it's just too dark, honestly, to see anything. I have binoculars, but they're in the room. Those would have been helpful. That's where I think I'm gonna end the vlog, though. What an amazing day in Juneau. It is one of our favorite places in all of Alaska, and I never get tired of visiting. I love that it's one of the places that cruise ships stop because it's just such a great city with so much stuff to do. Today was a really, really good day. So friends, we love you guys so much. Tomorrow, we are in Skagway. We actually don't have anything planned the entire day in Skagway. Our friends Auburn and Sarah have something going on, and so I think Sherri and I are just gonna sleep in actually, get off the ship a little bit later. Many of you have heard about a huge rock slide in Skagway that's been affecting the port. So I want to talk a little bit about that, show you guys what that process is like, and bring you along to Skagway, Alaska. But for now, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, friends.